Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do the Labyrinth of Magic Episode 6 review. So before I get started, of course, no shit. Sony Music, you do not own anything that pertains to this video. The audio is a homemade soundtrack with me speaking over it. The visuals are me. You do not own me. And the thumbnail is an original image which does not belong to you. You have no rights that pertain to this video. This video follows the rules and regulations that are set by YouTube. Alright, now, that being said, this week's episode of the Labyrinth of Magic. One word, Fanalis. Fanalis. Whoa, I mean, Morgiana, alright? Morgiana, when she goes in there, she goes into the Heart of Thieves, and she literally kicks ass. Literally. And what caught me off guard was that when we see her fight, like the few times we saw her fight before this episode, she showed signs of great leg strength, great lower body strength. But her upper body strength, her punches, are no joke either. I mean, when this shit kicked off and this big guy was like, okay, well, why don't you get rid of me? And she just gut punched this guy. Gut punch. And this guy was down for the count. It was over. It was game over. Yo. It was game over, man. It was crazy. Yo, that was pretty cool shit. They got some Brock Lesnar shit, just, yeah, like it was cool. Like, it was very cool. And then she proceeded to whoop the ass of every dude that was there. And one big guy, again, showing that she has not only lower body strength, but also good upper body strength as well. I mean, of course, she is predominantly strong in her lower body. Because that's what they're, well, at least that's what they're known for, I guess, the finalists, like their kicks. But when it comes to upper body strength too, like this one big guy, she kicked away his axe, and then she jumped and proceeded with like a flurry of like punches, so just like jabs, like right to the face, and this guy was done. So, like, that was very impressive. Like, she in this episode, like, Morgiana was very, very impressive. Especially when it came to fighting animals, like those giant saber-toothed white tigers. It was like, yo, like, these guys are big as fuck. And she was taking them down with kicks, like a lot of kicks. But before that, with the hyenas, what was that? What exactly was that? I don't know what happened. The girl she was trying to save, she escaped the chains, and I'll get into more detail later with that. But she escaped the chains, and then the moment she got up, she took a deep breath, and then, like, yelled. But it was like a high-pitched squeal, or something like that. But then preceding that came like a miniature shockwave. And then the hyenas, like, ran away. So I was like, what is going on? Like, it was cool. It was very cool. But maybe, I'm not too sure, but maybe that technique that she did has ties to the Ruhu. I mean, I don't know what went down there exactly, but she just yelled, shockwave, high-pitched scream, hyenas just darted. They darted back in their caves. So, again, I don't know what happened there exactly, but it was cool. It was very cool. I enjoyed it. This week's episode of The Labyrinth of Magic, the rating is going to be good, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I really, really enjoyed this week's episode. I really did. And only because, again, of Morgiana. Now, I did find it kind of, like, random that when she got the keys from that one guy, she went to the jail or the cage where the slaves were, and she winds up returning the daughter to her parents, and all of a sudden it's just like, ah, it's you, and I'm like, is that Aladdin? Like it was random as fuck. I was like, what? Like what are you doing here? Like, how can you of all people be here? You're a Maggie. You're a fucking Maggie, man. Like you no way. And he explains how apparently, like, when they were traveling, he fell off the wagon, hit his head on a rock, was knocked out, woke up in chains. So, I mean, I'm kind of fucking weird. But then after they free his ass, they proceed to destroy the thieves' hideout while the other guys are coming in there. And then they have a party. Then Morgiana teams up with Aladdin so they can go to the city called Balbad. Balbad. And Balbad, and they're gonna go look for Alibaba, because Alibaba, he wasn't in the original city of Quinn. He went somewhere else, because Alibaba, he went looking for you know, Aladdin, because they want to go on their adventure and, you know, go to more dungeons and get more power, you know, fuck it. And who knows, man. But, you know, like, it's, you know, it's cool, like, how they're now trying to either chase or they're going on the quest to look for Alibaba, while Alibaba's going on his quest to look for Aladdin. And, but yeah, that was the episode in a nutshell. So, basically, when it comes to the beginning, it's very simple. Very simple. We see Morgiana. She's teamed up with these two other women, and these two chicks apparently met Alibaba, meaning they met Aladdin before Aladdin met Alibaba. So these two women know Aladdin before the first episode of the Labyrinth of Magic, and she meets them later on. Apparently half a year went by, so that kind of threw me off. I was like, what? Like, so again, the pacing, it wasn't that great. It wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't that great at all, because it just threw me off. Like, yeah, like half a year went by. You know, like what? Like what? What the fuck? Very random, very random. But that being said, what happens is these chicks, they have like a wagon or a cargo, something like a cargo wagon, whatever. They sell food, they sell fruit, and you know, so they kind of took in Morgiana as like one of their, you know, workers or accomplices, and they go around, they sell food from town to town. And at one town they stop in there, but that town got raided by thieves, and you know, this town is on the way to the city called Balbad, which is their destination. However, the problem here is that because the thieves are blocking the way to that city, Balbad, the people are going to take a different route to get there. And the following night, Morgiana, she has a nightmare of like the slavery thing. And like, this is why we see the whole entire slavery being such a big deal when it comes to these characters that come from the Dark Continent. Because not only did the Koga clan experience, you know, slavery and, you know, slave traders coming in there and capturing their people, not only that, but we have people like Morgiana who are psychologically messed up because of the slavery, and we see that she's suffering nightmares. She couldn't properly fight that one guy because she was, you know, like, oh, a slave trader. So, but then again, the guy had like a crow that kind of cut her and poisoned her. But still, the thing here is that, you know, like, we see the effect that slavery has on the people of the Dark Continent, or people who are less technologically advanced than the other people from other countries. You know, very reminiscent of Africa. Like, really, it is. Like, it's, I mean, clearly the author of the series, The Labyrinth of Magic, took this scheme from African slave trade. Duh, obviously. Now, after that, she decides, you know what, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to the thieves' building, their hideout. I'm going to kick their asses so they can leave. She does this with the exception of the fact that the one slave trader guy has this crow, this poisonous crow. And the poisonous crow actually cuts Morgiana in the arm. The poison seeps through her body. She gets knocked out because this guy, he sees her power while she's kicking ass, and he puts two and two together and makes the deduction that she's from the Fanalis, which apparently are the kings of the Dark Continent. I'm not too sure. Either that they're one of the kings or they are the king. But Fact of the matter remains that they are one of the most powerful tribes in the Dark Continent, or the plains. And what happens is that she gets captured, she gets sent to a jail, and again, all the while, having these nightmares, nightmares of the slavery that she went through via the sheriff back in episode 2 or 1. And what happens after that is that she meets this girl. This girl, she's crying because the girl, she's in the cage too, like a little child, wants her mommy. This reminds Morgiana of her time when she was a little girl, and then she was, sent to the sheriff. She wanted her mommy and daddy. So she makes a promise to the little girl to help her so she can find her mommy and daddy. Wakes up the following morning. Girl has a fever. She calls the guards. The guards come in there, and so is that slave trader. The slave trader says, fuck it. You're useless because you have a fever now. And is going to feed this little girl to the hyenas, the desert hyenas, which, by the way, have like 4 eyes. I don't know why. Cool shit, though. The hyenas. And so he's hanging this girl. And this is fucked up, right? Really fucked up. Hanging the girl by this rope over the hyenas, and is kind of dicking around, like, yeah, yeah, he's dicking around. And Morgiana she's infuriated. And right before this guy cuts the rope, she has like a vision where she sees the Ruhu, and the Ruhu merge into the sunlight, and then they become Goltus. And Goltus is talking to her about how the only thing that's holding you back right now is not these chains, but it is the fear of your own past. The fear of your own past is holding you back. You are free. You are free from that life. And go in there and do your thing. And she went in there and she did her fucking thing. She jumps in the sky, lands on this metal plate, breaks the chains, and then she proceeds to yell, and like this yell, like again, shockwave, high-pitched scream. The hyenas, they fucking dart. She saves the girl. The guy's like, fuck it. I got these big-ass white saber-toothed tigers. Let me unleash these big-ass motherfucking white saber-toothed tigers. And these big-ass white saber-toothed tigers, they come in there, and they're like, bitch, we're gonna eat you. We're gonna eat you right now. And these tigers come in there, fierce as fuck, and they lunge at her. But Morgiana, she is brim with confidence. I mean, literally to the brim with confidence. And she goes in there, and she is kicking the shit out of these tigers, breaking teeth, blood, breaking ribs, you name it. The last tiger got a fucking knee to the throat. A knee to the throat. Not some crazy shit. A knee to the throat. Tiger goes down. This guy is scared shitless. She's like, she jumps on top of the cliff. Give me the key. Give me the key. He gives her the key because he's afraid now. But I mean, he can't do shit about it. She goes into the prison, frees the slaves. The girl is returned to the mother and father. Alibaba is right there. I mean, not Alibaba. Aladdin's right there too. With the other people, with the caravan that he was in. And then, when the guy returns his food to him, and him and Ugo, they go ham on the entire hideout. They beat the shit out of everybody, while the 2 other girls and these other people, they apparently like teamed up, and they were gonna go break through the thieves them anyway. But when they get there, the damage is already done. Morgiana and Aladdin just fuck up the entire place. And then again, we see the scene where Aladdin meets these 2 chicks who apparently he knew before he met Alibaba, before episode 1. And of course, like the one dark-skinned chick, he dives in there, right into her chest, and he is fuck, goddammit, he is fondling those titties. He's like, fuck it, we in, yeah. And then after that scene, they have a party, and then after the party, they go to the city of Bobad, and they just, they split ways. The rest of the caravans, they go, like, over there somewhere, and Morgiana and, like, Aladdin, they go this way, and then now they're gonna go on their full-blown quest to go find Alibaba. And that right there is the end of the episode. Once again, overall, episode rating is gonna be a good, even though the pacing was like, what the fuck, I did Really enjoy the action. I love that shit to the max. That shit was good. And, of course, the animation was on point, too. When it came to character development for Morgiana, that was there. I was there. Because the main focus was her. See, the thing here is that I'm assuming that from the manga standpoint, these two characters, those two chicks, they're probably shown in the manga. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But from an anime perspective, these two chicks are random. They're very random. But whatever. Not a big deal. Because as far as I can see, these two women have no importance to the story. So, but I'm done. King Lightning. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And now I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day.